Good morning, everyone. This is Mama Eagle coming to you from the Eagle's Nest. Um, I am the founder of Earth Wisdom Reiki and Ancestral Mediation. It's interesting that the last big reading that I did on this channel was for the 6-6 portal, and this reading is now for the 7-7 portal. Now, this reading is being posted on the 10th of July. However, I was watching one of my fellow readers who's actually Hindu, and she was explaining how there are actually three 7-7 portals that are taking place this month. So the first was on 7-7. The second will be on 7-16, which is also 7-7. There's actually four if you count 7-1. But the next one is 725. And you know that I've been talking a lot about 717. Those of you that are following me on my Instagram page, which is the Dakini Dancer. So this is just amazing. There are so many miracles happening right now. Signs and synchronicities above and beyond. I am an Aquarius. It doesn't matter what sign you guys are, but this is the age of Aquarius. So it's the age of the humanitarian. We are in the year of the healed divine feminine, which means that it's also the year of the healed masculine, because the masculine and the feminine that are awakened are always holding space for each other, as my counter just hit 144, which represents 144,000 angels that are protecting and blessing this reading, this channel, you, the viewers, etc. So, be sure to like and share and subscribe if you like this energy. Just even the way that the cards came out this morning. Those of you that are familiar with different tarot card spreads, this spread is not as widely known. It's called the Egyptian Star. And usually this spread is put down with 5 cards as in the 5-pointed star. And then you have the cards you draw out in the center. However, the ancestors this morning decided to basically have dessert before dinner, because you had the cards in the center that came out first, and then the cards that went around it, as well as a bridge on the side, which I'll talk about in a minute. So those of you that are aware of Sirius energies, Sirius as in Syrian, star people, star seed, that kind of thing, you know that I've been cracking jokes that just because the energy is connected to Sirius doesn't mean that we have to be so serious. My grandpa was a respected medicine man, taught me that just because we are getting ready to do Sirius ceremony doesn't mean that we can't crack jokes while we're collecting the firewood. I teach people how Dharma is only one missing H above and beyond the drama. You can read more about that in my book, Ancestral Mediation, via Barnes & Noble, under Nom de Plume Mama Eagle. But, whatever way you look at it, humor tends to be the best medicine because, it opens up our chakras, opens up our heart, helps us to see people through heaven's eyes rather than human's eyes, and judgment and, all this other nonsense going on in the world right now. So, case in point, if I look at the cards that are in the middle of this spread, I'm looking at the Ten of Swords, I'm looking at the King of Pentacles, I'm looking at the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. Now, what I'm getting from that is I'm hearing the word a supposed or a, how do you call it, perceived betrayal. Okay, so King of Pentacles is somebody who's worked very hard for everything that they have. Okay, there was some kind of betrayal that is now behind them. Somebody had to have alerted them of that. There's a King of Wands that is wanting to deliver a very fiery, passionate message. King of Wands could be a younger Aries. The King of Pentacles could be an earth sign. not wanting to make the mistake from the past of assuming kindness is weakness. Because if you look at that the Knight of Swords, right, the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Swords is on a horse. Okay, so this of Swords has skills, resources. The sword is drawn, meaning that they're ready to defend themselves no matter what, defend their position, defend their truth. Okay, and it just reinforces that, sacred truth is sacred truth. Now, if you look around the Egyptian spread, usually Egyptian star, the first card is your question, which is strength. Okay, so was a problem averted? Okay, is what I'm getting from this. The lion could represent a Leo. You've got an angel with an infinity sign above their head. Now, it's telling you to keep in mind Ten of Pentacles. So Ten of Pentacles is a very strong foundation. People seeing eye to eye. There's children involved. There's happiness. There's it speaks of future, but it speaks of, really solid foundations that are leading towards a very blessed future. Ten of Pentacles is the epitome of not just financial prosperity, but prosperity in general. And that 10 could also be representing October. Okay, so then it's telling you to keep in mind the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is somebody that has a lot of emotion, a lot of love. I'm hearing the Zeppelin song, Whole Lot of Love. If you look at ING in the King of Cups, that is a Celtic rune, which represents new beginnings. So the king is holding tightly to that cup. He doesn't want one drop of water to spill out of it. He's realizing his feelings are valid. He's realizing that, loyalty has always been there. Advice or course of action, we have the Page of Swords and we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so what I'm getting from that is, you know, part of the teachings of the samurai would be that, a young warrior brandishes their sword at any cost. A middle-aged warrior has it by their side for show. But an older warrior and an OG warrior, however you want to say that, a seasoned warrior, can stop the fight without even using a sword, is what I'm picking up. I'm also seeing those Two of Swords as in twin flames, meaning that both are now equally protected with the truth, by the truth, for the truth. It's just absolutely beautiful. And you've got at the end here, or as a result card, the Two of Pentacles and the Magician. So usually that Two of Pentacles can represent, trying to figure something out, weighing the pros and cons, etc. But with that Magician there, is reminding me of my buddy George, who is a 33rd degree Master Mason. He's raising that wand. That wand is like Harry Potter defeating Voldemort. I'm also hearing the name Ian for some reason. Also Magi. Magi is the teacher. Somebody named Ian may be involved. If you scramble those letters, Nia is a Nigerian word for sacred purpose. So, you've got alchemy there, okay? Now look at the angel that's starting the beginning, and she's got that infinity above her head. That symbol has now grown, and if you move the magician just slightly, you've got Two of Pentacles, or twin stars, as my grandma would call, which is another word for twin flames, 144,000 angels being protected by the ancestors of the Knights of the Templar, coming in the age of Aquarius to, clean up all this unholy nonsense once and for all. So as a bridge over here, we've got the Five of Swords, which would indicate, some kind of deception in the past, right? But with all this nonsense that happened, those two swords are still intact, which are now down here that are protecting. You've also got the star, which represents Aquarius. Also represents 17, which is 717 coming up. Okay, so it's the gateway of the twin flames. I'm also hearing Ishtar. I'm hearing Mother Isis. That big star in the center is like Boichapi, which is the morning star, bringer of hope every morning. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, which, over here we had the King of Pentacles, right? in the center. Now you've got the Queen of Pentacles as a bridge. So the Queen is looking at this star. They're looking at something that's sprouted. They're looking at something that's solid. You know, the circle and the star, all of the elements, earth, air, water, and fire, is part of what that alchemy is, bringing everything into fruition in a good way. And the ultimate resolution card you have is the Sun, as in here comes the Sun, S-U-N, here comes the Sun, S-O-N. So that could also represent somebody's divine masculine. It could represent the birth of a new idea. I'm hearing the birth of a new era, the birth of a new awareness, perspective, solutions. You know, it's co-creating miracles. So, you know, those of you that are working with the 7-7 energy, yes, that 7-7 can be 14, which is a 5. There's that lion, and see how she's shutting that lion's mouth. No weapons formed against you shall prosper. No weapon formed against your twin flame shall prosper. No weapon formed against your union shall prosper. And I pity anyone who tries to counter that. So if anyone has any questions, want me to do a personal reading on your situation, twin flame or otherwise, feel free to leave me a comment or reach out to me via my Instagram channel. I will include that here, or send me a text if you're lucky enough to have my text number. All right, take care, you guys. Namaste, optimistic. Until the next reading, love you to life and have fun.